Hello, 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 and welcome to Miss Hope's Reading Hour. Welcome to our Marvelous Monday. It is Marvelous Monday. Hopefully, you all had a great weekend. How was my weekend? My weekend was pretty good. So it was my birthday weekend, as you all recall. I got, some good gifts and some good sweets, which is always the best part, to have cake and things like that. But this time, they did something different for me. They got cookies for me. So I got like an individual cookie cake for me, which was very nice, and just a whole array of wonderful cookies. Okay. Now I did good. I didn't over indulge in cookies, but I still have some left because all of my favorites, since we're working with secrets today, if you saw the teaser, right? Between you and me, okay? I hid all of my favorite cookies. I put them all in one box. So my cake is in a box. And then all the cookies that I really, really like, they're in a box too. Okay. But you're not supposed to tell anybody, okay? Because it's a secret. And we know how secrets work. You're not supposed to tell, right? Okay. So hopefully you all had a really good weekend. You got to rest, relax, maybe have some cookies of your own, maybe make some cookies, maybe go buy some cookies, or had whatever treat that you really like this weekend and got to spend time with your family and friends if you could, and or talk to friends on the phone or play some games with your friends. I know my nephew's been doing a lot of that, like hanging out with his friends on games and playing games with them on his electronic devices. But whatever that you did this weekend, hopefully you enjoyed it and you got to rest. And today, hopefully my young ones, my parent friends, my parent teacher friends, my teacher friends, hopefully virtual school was a breeze for you today. Now, as you hear the music, sounds a little mysterious. So, this music, of course, let's give the disclaimer, okay? The music that you hear, that you will hear the entire time, and the books that we will read today, unfortunately, Miss Hope and Miss Hope's Reading Hour do not own any of the rights to the music or the books, though they are great and here for your listening pleasure and reading enjoyment. Okay? So, with that being said, my friends, I'm so glad to be here with you today to talk about secrets. So, as you saw in the teaser, we have two books. And the question is, what do you do with secrets? When do you tell a secret and when do you keep a secret? Now, then the other question is, what happens if you tell a secret? How do you decide whether to keep it or to tell it? That is what our first two books are going to deal with today. Now, the music that you hear is from a show that used to be one of my favorites. There was a movie, there was several movies of the same name, but the cartoon was one of my favorites when I was younger. And it's so funny that I picked that music because I'm wearing pink today. I didn't even think about it. Okay, so the cartoon was called The Pink Panther. And the Pink Panther was always, trying to figure out clues and secrets to solve things. I used to love watching the Pink Panther, and the main character really was a Pink Panther, and he was a really cool Pink Panther. So, in honor of the Pink Panther, I didn't even think about it. I'm wearing pink today. And so, we're going to talk about secrets. Now, let's get to our books, shall we? So, my friends, our thank you, JJ. So cool. Please don't tell. Secret. Okay. All right. Our first book is called literally The Secret. Olivia told me. You see that? The Secret. Olivia told me. This book is by N. Joy, illustrated by Nancy Devard. See, this is a Just Us Books Incorporated book. So we're going to find out about The Secret Olivia told me. The next book is called Maddie's Fridge. Now, what I wanted was to have this book for when we were doing the 12 days of donations, dealing with organizations that I invited you to donate to, along with Miss Hope's Reading Hour that dealt with food insecurity and hunger. But this is why I love books. They deal with sometimes more than one subject at a time. Maddie's Fridge. This book is written by Lois Brandt, illustrated by Vin Vogel, and it is a scholastic book. All right, now, my friends, we got to get back into it. Who Stole New Year's Eve? Okay, by Martha Freeman. Same person who wrote Who is Stealing the 12 Days of Christmas? Now somebody stole New Year's Eve. We got to find out about it. We got to find out, friends. So, before we get into the books, my friends, remember Miss Hope's Reading Hour. The way that we get books is by you guys and Miss Hope for Miss Hope's Reading Hour supplying the books. Before I tell you how you can donate, I would like to give a huge thank you to my friend, Miss Eileen Hill, who left books on my doorstep. Left the books, called me, said, I left a bag of books on your doorstep. She was doing really big things on the day that she left those books on my doorstep. And with all that she had to do, she still thought about Miss Hope's Reading Hour. And that was the second time that she left books on my doorstep for all of us to enjoy together. So, Miss Eileen Hill, thank you so much for your donation. I really do appreciate you as a friend to Miss Hope personally and a friend to Miss Hope's Reading Hour. Hopefully, you will continue to enjoy it with all of those you share it with. Thank you so much. Now, my friends, let me tell you how you can donate to Miss Hope's Reading Hour. How you can donate. I'm so glad you asked. Down here in the ticker, you could donate to Miss Hope's Reading Hour via Cash App or by sending digital gift cards to our email. How can you donate via Cash App? Our Cash App is HopeGM, HOPEGM, all one word, all lowercase. Any amount is appreciated, from the smallest to the largest. You can donate to Miss Hope's Reading Hour so that we can buy more books, okay? And you can send digital gift cards from your favorite book retailer or either Visa or MasterCard. However you want to send that digital gift card, you can send it so that we can buy more books for Miss Hope's Reading Hour. Or on that email as well, you can let me know if you want to send me books. I don't have to buy them all the time. You can send me some of your favorites, and I will read those here on Miss Hope's Reading Hour too. So, if you want to donate by sending books to me, just email me that on the email that's listed down here in the ticker, and I will let you know how you can do that. All right? Now, my friends, let us get to our first book, The Secret Olivia Told Me, by N. Joy. Again, this is a Just Us Books Incorporated book. Olivia told me a secret. I promised I would not tell. It was such a great big secret. I thought my head might swell. Oh, I wonder what this secret is. It was hard not to tell the secret. I wanted to spread the news, but I gave Olivia my word. Her friendship I could not lose. As I played with my classmate, Yeara, the secret accidentally slipped. Before I could catch the secret, it tumbled right out of my lips. Oh, man. That's how it happens, y'all. Yeara chatted with Stephanie, and once Stephanie knew, then Steph whispered to Tony. She declared that it was true. Tony leaked the secret to Jalen. Jalen's sister Anita overheard. It didn't take long for Anita to start spreading the word. Man, that's how it happens. Oh, what is this secret anyway? Anita told her friend Terry. To the secret, she added more. When Terry told Tabby the secret, it was bigger than ever before. People start adding their imagination to the secret. Tabby passed it on to her classmates. She blew up the secret too. More and more people told the secret, and it grew and grew and grew. The secret became even bigger with parts that were not true. The secret was no longer special because now everyone knew. Wow. I thought, I worried, and I fretted. What did I get myself into? So I decided to tell Olivia the truth because it was the right thing to do. Had to tell her. Had to. I'm sorry, I said to Olivia. You know I am your friend. I made a mistake. The secret is out. Please don't let our friendship end. What is this secret? Oh, come on, pages. Together, we both learned a lesson. Of this, we're very sure. What is the lesson? Don't tell a single person a secret, or it won't be a secret anymore. Now, what was the secret? The end. They didn't give us what the secret was? Well, I guess they couldn't tell us the secret because then it wouldn't be a secret anymore, right? So, what do you think the lesson was here? Don't tell the secret, or it won't be a secret anymore. Okay? And you got to watch who you tell a secret to. Now, sometimes you could tell a secret. You got to watch who you tell it to, because once it gets out, people will start telling it because they get excited because they know something that other people don't know. But the thing you have to worry about is when people get creative and start adding to your little secret, then it's not even your secret anymore. It's something that they came up with so that they can feel like they had something to tell. Oh, secrets. So sometimes you got to keep a secret to yourself, or between the two people that know it. You just can't say anything. Sometimes you got to put your hand over your mouth. That used to be me. I would be really excited, like, oh, I know something. I have to tell somebody. And even now, my young ones, my little older young ones, don't think it only happens to kids. It happens to adults too. Sometimes you have to tell yourself, would I want someone to tell my secret? And then you're like, no, I wouldn't want somebody to tell it. So you have to learn how to keep those things to yourself. Sometimes, even when us adults are dealing with you young ones and you tell us something, we have to keep a secret. But then we have to decide, is it the best thing to keep the secret, or should I tell it? Maybe this story will help you with what to do. Maddie's Fridge. Written by Lois Grant, a Scholastic book. When Sophia and Maddie played at the park, they stretched their toes to the sky, climbed to the top of the ladder, and flew off the end of the slide. They stayed until the buildings grew long shadows and even the taxis stopped honking. That's how it is at the playground. Let's play on the climbing wall, said Maddie. No way, Sophia said. I can't reach. Yes way, Maddie scooted up to the top of the wall. Your turn. Sophia put a foot on the bottom rock, grabbed with one hand, and stretched. But she couldn't reach the next hold. Sophia's stomach growled. I give up. Let's get a snack. No way, Maddie said. Let's stay here. Yes, say. Sophia ran to Maddie's building. I always wanted to try rock climbing. And everything opened up. Maybe I will. And raced up the stairs. Wait, ran after her. Maddie was the best climber, but Sophia was the fastest runner. Sophia swung open the door of Maddie's fridge. What have you got? We have milk, Maddie said. I'm saving it for Ryan. He's still little. Why doesn't your mom go to the store? Sophia asked. We don't have enough money. But what if you get hungry? We have some bread, said Maddie. I guess I'll go home to eat, Sophia said. Please don't tell anyone, Maddie said. Okay. Promise? Promise. The power of the pinky swear. You lock those pinkies? That's a promise. Sophia ran home, past the bookstore and grocery store. The sun went down behind the buildings and took all the colors with it. Good timing, Mom said. Dinner's almost ready. Luis was wrestling on the floor with Pepito. Sophia opened the refrigerator door. Pepito peeked inside. Sophia's fridge was full of milk and eggs and tortillas and cheese and lettuce and jam and salsa and tofu and even half a can of dog food. Full fridge. Here you go, Mom said. Sophia and Luis each had a plate of fish and rice. Mom had a plate of fish and rice. Even Pepito had a bowl of dog food with a little bit of fish and rice. Maddie and Ryan only had some bread and a small carton of milk. Sophia couldn't tell Mom. She had to keep her promise to Maddie. Not fish again, Luis said. I want cheesy pizza bombs. Cheesy pizza bombs are a treat, Mom said. Fish is a good source of protein. Is fish good for kids? Sophia asked. Yes, Mom smiled. Fish is perfect for kids. That night, Sophia had an idea. Yuck, Maddie said the next day. Oh, Sophia said, double yuck. Fish may be good for kids, but fish is not good for backpacks. After school, Sophia and Maddie raced to the climbing wall. Sophia got there first, but Maddie scrambled past her to the top of the wall. Sophia stretched and stretched. Keep trying, Maddie said. You'll get it. I can't. Sophia jumped down. It's too high. That night, Sophia, Luis, and Mom ate frittata. Pepito ate his dog food with a little bit of frittata. Maddie and Ryan still had an empty refrigerator. Sophia couldn't ask for help. That would break her promise. She had to try again. Are eggs good for kids? Sophia asked. Not as good as cheesy pizza bombs, Luis said. Cheesy pizza bombs are a treat, said Mom. Eggs are good for you. After dinner, Sophia packed eggs for Maddie and Ryan. I hope this goes better than the fish did. Let's see. Yuck, Maddie said. Double yuck, Sophia said. Eggs may be good for kids, but eggs are not good for backpacks. Sophia and Maddie raced to the climbing wall. Sophia won again, but Maddie shot past her to the top of the wall. Sophia grabbed one hold, reached for the next, and came down with a thump. That happens sometimes, Maddie called. This is impossible, Sophia said. Keep trying, Maddie said. You'll get it. That night, Sophia, Luis, and Mom had burritos. Pepito had his dog food with a little bit of burrito and no salsa. Maddie and Ryan still had an empty fridge. Sophia wished she hadn't promised Maddie. Are burritos good for kids? Sophia asked. Burritos are very good for kids, Mom said. Not as good as, Luis started to say. You should pay attention to nutrition like your sister, Mom said. The next morning, Sophia put 2 burritos in her backpack along with tortillas, beans, cheese, and even some milk. No thanks, Maddie said. You haven't even looked, Sophia said. Is it fish? Maddie asked. No. Is it eggs? No. Is it gross? I don't know, Sophia said. Maddie shook the backpack. Something sloshed. Let's look together, Maddie said. 1, 2, 3, go. Burritos are good for kids and good for backpacks too. Do you want some milk? Sophia asked. Thanks, Maddie said, but I'll save the milk for Ryan. Sophia and Maddie reached the climbing wall. Sophia won as usual and tried to climb. You can do it, Maddie said. Take my hand. Woohoo! I made it to the top, Sophia shouted. We're the tallest kids in the park, Maddie said. Thanks for helping me, Maddie. I couldn't do it alone. Maddie shrugged. That's what friends are for. After they finished playing, Sophia walked home past the bookstore and the grocery store. Her own fridge was full of milk and juice and chicken and yogurt and bread and carrots and even half a can of dog food. She thought and thought. Maddie's fridge only had 2 tortillas and a cup of beans and a bit of cheese and a little more milk than before. Sophia didn't want to break her promise, but she couldn't help Maddie alone. Sophia told she hoped Maddie wouldn't be mad. I'm glad you told me, Mom said. Let's see what we can do together. They loaded grocery bags with milk, flour, carrots, chicken, sugar, oil, and even frozen meat and vegetables. Luis pulled his package of cheesy pizza bombs out of the freezer. He thought and thought and thought some more. Then he put his cheesy pizza bombs in Maddie and Ryan's bag. For a treat, he said. Well, wasn't that nice? At Maddie's apartment, the moms talked. Luis and Ryan played. Sophia and Maddie ran to the park. You broke your promise, Maddie said. I'm sorry, Sophia said. Are you mad? A promise is important, Maddie said. You're more important, Sophia said. I wanted you to have milk too. Maddie smiled. Are we still friends? Sophia asked. Always, Maddie said. Double always, said Sophia. Cheesy pizza bombs, Luis yelled. Our moms made cheesy pizza bombs for a treat. Sophie and Maddie raced up the stairs. Sophia slowed down so they could run together. That's what friends are for. The end. Now, I love this story. I'm so glad I got to read it. I was like, when am I going to read this? And then I was like, oh, secrets. So, this book teaches us a very important lesson. Teaches that there are some people who deal with food insecurity and hunger, but also it teaches us about when is it a good idea to tell a secret. Now, sometimes you don't want to tell people secrets. You don't want to spread around people's business. But there's sometimes that maybe when you're in school, or maybe when you're outside playing with your friends, or maybe when your friend calls you on the phone and tells you something and they need help or they're not safe. Those are the times when you should tell your secret. Tell your friend's secret. Even if it's you, even if you're not safe, even if you and your family need help, it may be a good idea to tell someone that you trust that secret. Now, Sophia, she didn't want to lose her friend and she didn't want to break her promise, but she had to decide, do I let my friend and her family stay hungry, or do I tell my mom and see if she can help? You see, Sophia told someone that she trusted, her mother, that she knew would help her friend and her friend's family out. So sometimes you got to keep the secret that you know. But then there's other times where it's a question of someone's safety or that they need help with a problem, when you should tell the secret, but make sure you don't just tell your friends and spread it around so you can tell information. Make sure you tell it to someone that you trust, more often an adult who can help you to help your friend. Okay? This is such a good story. 2 stories in one, teaching you how to share, how to help each other, and how to keep a secret. 3 in 1. Good story, Maddie's fridge. All right, my friends. Oh, yes, and my teacher friends, my parent teacher friends. You want a writing assignment? This one's good. This one's good. Let me tell you why. Real quick. Because in the back, there are some questions. Has anyone ever asked you to keep a secret? Did you keep it? Why or why not? What do you think Olivia's secret might have been? Whole bunch of writing prompts that could help you with your class and give you some interesting things to talk about and for them to write about. Very good. So you might want to get the secret Olivia told me. by N. Joy. Now, my friends, here we are at Who Stole New Year's Eve. What chapter are we on? We are on chapter 5. All right. So let's talk about what so far we know. So far, now see, when I saw this last week, I was like, oh, I want to read this chapter. But I was like, no, I can't do it without my friends. I can't do it without my friends. So, now we have found out what the secret was that Professor Henry was keeping about his scientific research. Apparently, he is trying to make a new type of fuel called gasoline made from grass clippings, but he needs one more secret ingredient. But Mr. Olivo, another professor at school, he thinks that it's kind of far-fetched, that it's not really going to happen, and that if he finds that one ingredient, it could be volatile. It could go kablooey, blow up the school or the building that Professor Henry is working in. Okay? But we still don't know what that secret is. And we don't know who's calling in tips to the police station and what the tips are about that Alex's mom is investigating. Also, Eve came to Alex's house to give him an invitation to New Year's Eve birthday party. Her birthday is on New Year's Day, but she's having her party on New Year's Eve. So she gave an invitation to Yasmin's brother Jeremiah, but she's not sure if Yasmin's gonna come because she might still be mad because Eve laughed at her singing at the 12 Days of Christmas kickoff party. So, a lot of things we need to know. I caught you up. We're on chapter 5. Let's get into it. Who stole New Year's Eve? Chapter 5. Before we got off for break, my English teacher, Mrs. Saylor, had assigned us to write a holiday journal with at least one complete sentence every day. Mrs. Saylor is old and thinks kids these days are pretty dumb. She said she was giving us the journal assignment so we wouldn't lose whatever meager reading and writing we had gained during the first semester. She's not very positive. I decided I'd show her by writing at least 2 sentences every day, and maybe even more. Here's my journal up till December 29th, the day before life on Chickadee Court went totally crazy. What? Saturday, December 17th. Today, I took a pie to our new neighbor's house. The pie fell on the floor. It wasn't my fault. Also, there was the regular holiday party at the Jensen's house. It was a disaster. Sunday, December 18th. Today, I went to Russell's birthday party. Next year, I am giving him a gift card. Monday, December 19th. I helped my dad pack pies in boxes and washed dishes. I needed to earn money for Christmas shopping. Tuesday, December 20th. I went Christmas shopping with Dad. For a police officer, my mom is kind of girly. I bought her smelly hand lotion. I bought my cat a mouse stuffed with catnip. I don't mean a real mouse. The mouse was made out of cloth. Wednesday, December 21st. I went Christmas shopping with Mom. I brought Dad a murder mystery book with a picture of blood on the cover. I picked it so he could think about something besides pies. Thursday, December 22nd. I visited my friend Bub. He made Italian soup with vegetables and noodles. I ate 2 bowls. The name of this soup starts with M, but I don't know how to spell it. Friday, December 23rd. It snowed. I hung out with Yasmin. She's my best friend who happens to be a girl. Later, I went to Eve's house. Eve is a new girl on my street. I told her I would come to her birthday party. Her birthday party is on New Year's Eve. Get it? Yasmin doesn't like Eve. It is too complicated to explain why. Saturday, December 24th. My family and Yasmin's family ate a fish dinner at Bub's house with his niece Jo. We did that last year for Christmas Eve, too. We sang Christmas carols after we ate. Yasmin has been taking singing lessons. Her voice is loud. Sunday, December 25th. It snowed more. Santa brought me Lousy Luigi 4. Santa also brought books and clothes. At my house, Santa is really my parents. A surprise was I got a light up frisbee with Sophie from Sophie Sakura. She also gave frisbees to the other kids on our street. It was generous. It was also showing off. Sophie likes to brag about how her family has so much money. Santa gave Yasmin a purple coat. My parents liked their presents. Luau liked his mouse. Monday, December 26th. Bub, Yasmin, and I delivered Dad's pies. Then we watched Christmas movies. Bub always tells about the actor in It's a Wonderful Life. His name is Jimmy Stewart. He grew up in Pennsylvania. I know, Bub. Tuesday, December 27th. I got up late. I played Johnny Annoy football and Lousy Luigi 4. We ate hamburgers for dinner. It was a perfect day. Wednesday, December 28th. Please see Tuesday. I hope that is a complete sentence. The other thing that happened is Eve came over. She said she is getting a surprise for her birthday. Her parents told her it is something big. She also said most kids are coming to her party. However, Yasmin is not coming. I felt bad when Eve said that. I wish she and Yasmin could be friends. Thursday, December 29th. Today it was 50 degrees. Mom says the people in charge of Ice Carnival are worried. They think the ice sculptures might melt. Chapter 6. On Friday morning, the last Friday of the holiday break, a barking dog woke me. It was Marshmallow. He was inside his house. But even from far away, I knew what he was saying. Danger, danger, danger. I guess I didn't need mad skills to translate that. Before I could roll over and look out the window, Luau jumped on my chest, circled around, and headbutted my face. Would somebody hit the mute button on that dog? Good morning to you too, buddy, I said. What's going on at the Henry's house anyway? I pushed the curtain aside and saw that it was going to be another sunny day. In the Henry's driveway was a yellow Al's delivery service van. Marshmallow was barking because Al and another man were unloading something big that was wrapped in white cloth. On top of it was an extra large orange bow. This must be Eve's surprise present. They had it on a hand truck, one of those wheelie things some people call a dolly. Slowly and with a lot of noise, the guys wheeled it across the Henry's yard and positioned it beside the 5 golden rings. My clock said 9:07. Back before Pie in the Sky, Dad would never let me sleep in this late. He would have come bounding up the stairs to wake me with some stupid joke at 8. Now, I was a victim of parental neglect. On the other hand, a little neglect isn't so bad if it means I get to sleep in. I shoved the covers to the floor, threw on jeans and a t-shirt, and ran downstairs. There was no time for brushing my teeth or washing my face. Oh, arisen from the dead, have we? Dad was sitting on a stool studying a cookbook. Come on, I said. Something's going on at the Henry's house. Dad looked at the timer on the oven. Okay, I've got a few minutes. By the time we got outside, a knot of neighbors, mostly kids, had gathered on the sidewalk. Jeremiah Pop was there, along with Billy Jensen. So were Sophie and Byron Sikora. I asked Jeremiah about Yasmin. He shook his head and frowned. She said it's too cold to come outside and I should just tell her what the fuss is about. Dad looked down at Jeremiah. It's not that cold, and besides, Yasmin is usually tougher than any kid of mine. Meaning me? I asked. If the coat fits, Dad said. Now what is under that tarpaulin? Tarpaulin? Isn't that some kind of big turtle? Usually Yasmin would define it for me. But Jeremiah stepped up. A tarpaulin is a tarp, Alex. He's talking about that white cloth there. I knew that, I said, but I don't know what's under it. Sophie, ask your uncle, why don't you? Al, the delivery guy, is Sophie's mom's brother. But Sophie's uncle wouldn't tell us. What's it look like, he teased. Billy Jensen guessed baby tree, and Jeremiah said humongous bird feeder. All I could think of was a soda machine. Finally, Eve came out the front door carrying Marshmallow. Her mom and dad brought up the rear. Eve was grinning as she ran across the yard and spoke to the other guy, the one I didn't know. He had a beard. Uncle Jim, she said, what are you doing here? What is this thing? Is it for me? Not for nothing. Do I have a reputation for being a detective? If this guy is Eve's uncle, then I had an idea what the surprise might be. Hadn't Eve's mom said he was a sculptor? Pull the tarp off and see for yourself, Eve's uncle handed her the corner of the cloth, and Eve wasted no time. She yanked. Sure enough, the tarp dropped to reveal a sculpture, an ice sculpture. But that wasn't all. Glittering before us in the sunshine, the present was a life-sized ice replica of Eve herself. Same height, same hair, same big smile. She was wearing shorts and skater shoes and a tank top, standing on a skateboard, arms out for balance and hair flying. The board was tilted with her on it, so that she seemed to be screaming down a hill. There was an instant silence while everyone stared. Then Dad breathed, "Oh my goodness." And I said, "Wow, that is so cool." And Dad punched me in the arm for making a dumb joke. But really, I didn't even mean it as a joke. Then everybody spoke at the same time, and the number one reaction was, amazing. The real Eve, the flesh and bone one, loved it so much she squealed, which scared Marshmallow, who jumped out of her arms, sat back on his haunches, and barked at Ice Eve. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. She doesn't smell right. Then, like he wanted to commit the scent to memory, he trotted to the base of the sculpture and sniffed it all around. You don't suppose the pooch will, try to mark his territory? Dad asked. Ew, I said. But Marshmallow behaved himself. Meanwhile, Uncle Jim told Eve the present had been her dad's idea. So if you don't like it, blame him. But if you do like it, I get credit. And good likeness, huh? scary good, Eve said. And to me, that seemed about right. The thing is, the sculpture really did look like Eve, a cold, lifeless version of Eve, with a frozen stare and a frozen smile. Yeah, it was awesome, but it was also creepy. I'm not sure everybody else felt the same, though. They all wanted a picture of Eve in front of the statue, and she didn't mind posing. She even stood the way the statue was standing, arms out and head tilted back. There was lots of chatting and laughing, and Eve's parents looked proud. They had done a good job with their birthday surprise. There was something else good, too. It was nice to see the neighbors getting along. It looked as if the Jensens' disaster party had been forgotten. Now I wished maybe Professor and Mrs. Pop would come outside, even Yasmin. Maybe they could start over and be friends. But so far, there was no sign of them. Finally, Eve's Uncle Jim said he had to get going. He had a lot more sculptures to set up downtown. It's my busiest day of the year, he said. Dad and I helped him fold the tarp. Then he put it under his arm and started toward the van. On his way, he took one look back. In the warm sun, a stray drop like a tear slid down Ice Eve's cheek. Uncle Jim frowned and looked at the blue sky. It's not supposed to be this warm in December. Chapter 7. Yasmin phoned after breakfast. She wanted to know what I was doing with my day. Yasmin believes in doing something with your day. This is a basic difference between her and me. I have to go get Eve a birthday present, I said. Are you sure your parents won't let you go to her party? You can sleep in the next morning. No, I can't. I have church, Yasmin said. You can take a nap after church, I said. My mom's day off is tomorrow. She'll talk to your mom if it will help. I don't even want to go to her old party, Yasmin said. But I'll come with you to get a present. I mean, I'm busy, but not that busy. Dad had to make pie deliveries later that morning, so he dropped Yasmin and me off downtown. We bought cups of hot spiced cider from a booth at Ice Carnival, then walked around to look at the sculptures. Yasmin liked the one by the flower shop, a girl holding a bouquet. My favorite was the one in front of the pet store, a dog sitting on its haunches and begging. Eve's uncle had made the sculpture so detailed you could see the curls in the dog's fur. There were lots of others too, like an ice football player in front of a store that sells college souvenirs and t-shirts, a chef with a tray of pizza in front of a restaurant, and this one was boring, a dollar sign in front of a bank. Finally, we came to Mrs. Miggin's toy store, where I was planning to get the present. How come Mrs. Miggins doesn't have a sculpture outside? Yasmin wanted to know. Because she doesn't like the ice carnival, I explained. She says there's no point in having an event after Christmas because nobody buys toys after Christmas. She wants the city to move the carnival earlier, but they won't. Inside, we were greeted by Mrs. Miggin's St. Bernard Leo G. Hey, buddy, I said. Then before I could get out of the way, he shook his hairy head and let fly with a wad of dog drool. Ugh. Yasmin stared at the mess on my sleeve. Alex, I think you attract that stuff. Mrs. Miggins brought me a paper towel. While I did my best to clean up, she asked if she could help us with anything to find. I started to say yes. What do I know about a girl's birthday present? But Yasmin spoke first. We've got this under control. Then, with Mrs. Miggins watching in case we broke anything, we walked around the store. I picked up a game, a stuffed animal, and a puzzle, but Yasmin's opinion on all of them was too expensive. You hardly know her. This was not helpful. Finally, we came to the bargain table. On it was a jack-o'-lantern keychain left over from Halloween. It made a scream noise when you squeezed it. Yasmin picked it up. Perfect. Are you kidding? It would give a person nightmares. But look, Alex, Yasmin said. It's marked down to 75 cents. Trust me, Eve will love it. I lost my temper. Yasmin, what is the matter with you? I can get Eve a decent present if I want to. Yasmin's face went through a bunch of changes. She was surprised. She was mad. She was sad. She was really mad. And then she turned and walked out of the store. What the heck? Wait, come back, I called before the door was swinging shut. My face felt hot. The rest of me felt terrible. Leo G came up and bumped my behind in sympathy, leaving a spot of drool on my jeans. Mrs. Miggins had been watching. Everything okay there, Alex? Now can I help you out? Oh, sure, I said, and explained what I was shopping for. Well, my friends, let us stop there. So, we find out that the other person who did the delivery was Eve's uncle. And the big surprise for Eve was an ice sculpture of her surfing. That is pretty impressive, especially if it looks real. That is impressive, okay? That is always something I've wanted to try too, is sculpting ice with the whole chainsaw and everything. I think that would be cool. But maybe a smaller chainsaw, because sometimes I can be a little butterfingery, okay? Well, Yasmin is still really upset about Eve and has no plans on liking her. Let's see if as time goes on and the mystery unfolds, if she does come around to becoming friends with Eve. Also, I'm sorry. What was the other thing we found out? Yeah, we found out about, yes, and we heard everything that Alex did before December 29th, when I guess after that, everything went crazy on Chickadee Court. Now, my question is, because Alex did that little journal, will he have interesting little clues in there that will help him and Yasmin and Eve, maybe, if they all work together on this mystery, to help them solve whatever the mystery is? Because we have yet to find out what the mystery is. We know that there's a mystery about that secret ingredient that's going to be needed to manufacture gasoline. We know that there are tips coming into the police station, but we have yet to find out what those tips are. Okay? We did find out what the surprise was for Eve, but we still have a lot of questions. And why is this journal important? It may be more important than just an assignment for school. Well, my friends, with all that being said, we are now at the end of Miss Hope's reading hour. I'm so glad I got the chance to be with you all. Have a great rest of your marvelous Monday, and I will see you right back here on a wonderful Wednesday, right here on Miss Hope's reading hour. Until